Nico, and we're getting a Malphite this time. So could leave up a few of these answers. I wonder if Weibo are again going to ban away the Akali from Creme. And then what is the answer? Because I am still shocked, by the way, that we have made it to Game 4. Wukong is up. We've seen no Kiana priority. We've seen 0 Mundo looks right here.
Wow, Weibo Gaming are really going to try and pinch Creme's effective champion pool when their backs are against the wall. No Aurora, no Yone, probably no Akali either. And they are just trying to goad Top Esports into saying, Creme, what do you got left, pal?
Had his first ever Cassiopeia competitive game last week versus Team WE. What else are we going to be able to see from this guy? He's picked out a few very fun uniques. I think a Smolder, something that LPL fans watching a couple years ago would be very familiar with. For Weibo, what exactly is, or Top Esports, they're going to get first pick here. So what are they going to be prioritizing? Are we going to be looking for a top lane champion?
Leaving Akali up?
They're leaving it up. Maybe they have a specific matchup that they want to go through, but Ashe
Maybe
has made it through. Finally isn't banned.
And banning the Sylas, that almost makes it even more enticing for you to get that Ashe Seraphine combo locked in for yourself, because that is sometimes a response to try and take those powerful ultimates for yourself. Weibo Gaming, what power picks do you go for? Malphite and Poppy were banned again. Nico also not available. Oh my goodness. Alk just wants to throw down the gauntlet and say, sure, you get the Ashe, but I'm going to get Zeri. I think you're trying to anti-manifest Yuumi potentially. You don't want to see the Yuumi come through.
I think that Zeri Yuumi is extremely useless. I think that Yuumi in general has been lackluster here in the playoffs with the very few shouts that we've seen out of her. And I like the Twisted Fate, but I will only accept this if we have volatile side lanes. I do not want to see double tank top lane matchups and then bot lane super stable. I need to see something. Ashe Seraphine is super resilient, may not have the damage, but will for sure have the consistency with their ultimates and their combos. You can also pair this up with a lot of melee ranged bruisers, especially in top and jungle. So I want to see what Top Esports are going to answer with, and whether or not Weibo are actually going to provide some lane for Twisted Fate to play through.
Could just be a Yuumi, or not a Yuumi, a Lulu lock-in for Erha, since Lulu has not been banned, and that is still a very powerful support pairing for the Zeri. And I know it would make you happy so that you don't have to see Yuumi on Summoner's Rift today.
It would be much better than the Yuumi, that's for sure. So what exactly is going to pick? They also could prioritize jungle here from Weibo. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, Erha.
Alk doing everything he can to not crash out right now as we head into the second round of bans. Go to your happy place, Alk. Find Mimi.
I'm
Let her
inside
comfort
my house.
you.
I'm already in my happy place. This is a terrible day. Anyway, let's focus away from me. Let's get back into the game. Look, I can complain all I want, but if Weibo win, then guess what? Results-based analysis means that it was a great pick here. We're getting Gwen as the ban. I do think you really want to get rid of Sion. You do not want to have matchups where you can kind of just handshake the lanes and then Twisted Fate has very little to play for. And I do think you also want to get rid of some of those melee bruisers that are still up and available. You only have one ban left as Weibo, especially for NaiYou.
And what junglers can be left? They already took out the Mundo, which would have been another nice tank frontline option for Jiejie. If you want to continue down the tank options, Maokai seems okay. I don't know if it's the best pairing with Twisted Fate because it's pretty low damage between the two. Skarner was shown in one of our playoff series having pretty good use and effectiveness, but I still want proactivity and something that is enabled and empowered by the Twisted Fate.
I see Gwen, I see Gnar. It kind of feels like we're going for a Yorick matchup in top lane. If we're not going for those, then we're setting up for, I don't know, like Kennen potentially here for Zika, which isn't bad, but I don't think you really want to play Kennen into Ashe and Seraphine.
Ooh, Zehen.
Zehen's a good ban. Another champion that I think could be really good if you give him an Enchantress. So What are we going to get here from Weibo? I think you're going to need champions that are going to be very long range. Okay, Ashe, Seraphine, and Victor don't do very well into tanks, so I'm liking this, but it just feels like Twisted Fate doesn't have a home in this draft. It doesn't have a lane that he wants to teleport to. He kind of feels maybe as a response to the series being about 5-on-5s that you just want Xiaohu to just be at an objective somewhere.
Okay, if NaiYou slams this Trundle in the jungle, I want to see something like Jiejie Kha'Zix, Jiejie Kindred, something that just completely space glides on this Trundle in the skirmishing matchup. Rek'Sai, sure, that's for 369. We'll try and at least scale and be a more threatening front line. Okay, Qiyana's not like super spicy. It's look, I would have hoped for something a little bit more exciting, but Qiyana is still an assassin. She does have a lot of utility. Definitely something that is more consistent and reliable if she falls behind, because she can at least provide CC with her ultimate, and she can have water Qs to stun and root people. I totally was just praying that Jiejie was gonna hit us with the, yeah, I'm about to dome this guy with the Kha'Zix, especially after seeing Jinja pull it off.
So right now what I'm seeing is you have some winning matchups early here for top esports. I am tentatively excited to see what Zika can do on this Scion. I think even into the counter matchup of the Rek'Sai, I think this champion is really, really dangerous. The thing that I will give over to top esports is that with Seraphine Ashe and with a Trundle, I think this 3-core is super deadly to deal with. And Pillar from Trundle could mess up anybody's day. You mess up Twisted Fate from being able to walk away, from the Zeri from being able to do the same, and I think that top esports have a significantly easier job of walking into fights, being able to use some of these big ultimates from their bot lane, and kind of just rip apart what is a very fragile composition from Weibo. If we do see this Weibo team succeed, it's going to be either them finding big team fight wins with this bot lane, or Twisted Fate getting active early and moving in with jungle and invading with the Qiyana.
And one of Qiyana's big strengths, being an assassin, can just get that super early online build, but of course we'll find out how it all plays out in game 4.
They're there. The fans are there. Not be super loud. We have been told that Suzhou, the LNG home arena, is a bit smaller than some of the other ones, so makes sense. Have to be careful in the 2v2 early on. We have seen Zeri Yuumi, or Zeri in general, appear as a answer into Ashe Seraphine. Wow, this is really aggressive.
Early exhaust and summoner spells being used by both bot lane duos here. Alk taken very, very low, almost below 100 HP. It's below 50% HP. Or 50, I should say, now finally healing back up to 100, but Alk cannot stay in this lane.
Damn, and guess what? Jungle's pathing away from you, brother. That was Raptor's start into red buff, into Krugs. Jiejie hasn't even had time to finish his third camp, and his bot lane has already taken a reset and gone back to base. So, not looking too good. There isn't too much vision here. You see some pings. Maybe is going to help him out, but I think that this is just going to be a good luck all by yourself here, Alk and Erha. I think an early recall actually come on through from Jiejie. Maybe afraid that NaiYou is going to go for an early invade and maybe wants to match him. But NaiYou is going to ignore that and just walk top lane.
Gonna try to put this Scion behind and give Rek'Sai a little bit of an early lift. This is what we talked about before the series started. We want to see NaiYou try to break open the assumptions of the game and go for these early plays. That sets up first blood for 369's Rek'Sai.
Beautiful. Waves pushing away from him. 369 is just going to be able to pick this wave up. That is so insane. Okay, this cannon minion has a mind of its own. He could have very easily frozen that one, but for some reason moves up. Elkis is dead.
Yo, whoa.
What?
Alk skates on past the wall. Still has Flash and Cleanse available, but he is now 200 HP against JiaQi and Fengyue.
But he's holding on, right? He's still catching this gold. He's still getting this experience. He missed out on that entire first wave, so He is doing all that he can to stay, but this 2v2, this is supposed to be a good matchup. This is supposed to be one where Zeri takes control of the lane, can even hit 2v2s because of how mobile she is. That is not happening, and now they're going to go for a dive. No possibility for Xiaohu or for Jiejie to answer.
NaiYou skipped his entire blue side quadrant. He is just trying to go and make this game volatile for both of his side lanes. Pillar puts Elk in a bad spot. The cleanse comes out to block the slow, but NaiYou doesn't even die. Blinking on sub 30 HP makes the big plays happen for Top Esports.
He had 10 HP when he walked out from turret and only lived because of the Trundle passive healing. That is game-changing for them. Not only is that a kill going over to Top Esports bot lane, but you also just completely end, what is this, 2v2 for Elk and Erha. Thankfully for Weibo, they will get something in recompense, and it is Jiejie just feasting all over this bot side jungle. Gets blue and wolves, and it's going to go back to his respawn raptors. So hopefully Jiejie can try to carry this game from the jungle, but NaiYou has already put in a lot of work.
Jiejie will definitely hit level 6 way before NaiYou does, but that puts even more pressure on that first use of the Supreme Display of Talent to rectify all of the ganks that NaiYou has done for both 369 and JiaQi and Fengyue side lanes. Now, we're still about 40 seconds away from Dragon, because this Ashe Seraphine lane has been getting priority for most of the game. I'm curious to see if NaiYou wants to continue expending resources into maintaining full-on objective control, or if he's going to use that time to catch up back in CS for himself.
Jiejie is really far ahead. Like, he's going to do his topside quadrant and potentially have like 6 here. Look at this damage from this 2v2. Elk, nothing you can do, buddy. Your wave's going to crash. You can see there's pings. NaiYou's on his way bot lane. He's coming back down. Elk is just saying, I'm just leaving, guys. I'm going to take my reset and
help!
I'll just give up this. Look at how big that wave is. I hope our observers go right back down to that lane, 'cause I really want to see. That is so many caster creeps and a cannon. And you're now going to give over Dragon to Top Esports.
NaiYou has cleared all of his camps already, so there's nothing to do other than take this free Dragon since Jiejie was spotted on the top side of the map thanks to JiaQi's hawk shot. Top Esports making very, very efficient use of this Trundle to just impact both side lanes early on, get this objective game rolling for themselves. It's going to be a while before Jiejie can really make a powerful response.
It's level 6, though. I like that from NaiYou. Knows he's probably going to have to give up this scuttle, but he just uses the pillar to completely stop Jiejie from walking forward. Now, do they go for some invades? Remember, because Jiejie invaded while they went for that topside play, he knows the respawn timer for the wolves. Gets to steal another camp. He also has third spawn of his raptors, which is going to make him incredibly powerful. This is, I actually want to kind of get your opinion on this, Raafaa, because if you're Kiana, like, okay, my bot lane's obviously suffering, but I have completely taken all of this guy's jungle. Do you think it's worth it? Because I would say the game impact alone, for now, NaiYou's in a really good spot.
Your first ultimate needs to basically undo everything that Trundle has done. If it doesn't, then it feels terrible. And that is what he is trying to play for right now. They have Twisted Fate ultimate to make a 4-bet. It's 5 people on the bot lane! Look at all these fans that want the autographs of JiaQi and Fengyue, and they did not bring enough fans to sign them all. Both of the bodies hit the floor, and Jiejie, alongside the entire crew of Weibo, rectify the wrongs.
That was such an expensive play, and they're going to give all of these plates, at least one, over to Elk and Erha to get him back in the game. Really, really coordinated effort there, and even Zika saves the TP so he can just go right back in. This is the small advantage that goes over to Top Esports, is that NaiYou will farm and Creme will get a turret plate in mid, but this is really necessary so that this game just doesn't keep going from bad to worse for Weibo.
That was straight out of the Avengers, my god.
Was that good? You were just saying this first ultimate has to be good, and it was only onto the turret, but JiaQi flashed into the stun, so like, I think just bringing all 5, like you mentioned, bringing the Avengers down seems good enough.
I mean, the funny thing is, I don't even know if Zika was necessarily needed there, but because he got involved with the fight, he gets a little bit of gold for his troubles on the 2 assists. I don't think it really, like, saves his lane, but he's Sion, it doesn't matter anyway. But Jiejie now has his first item with the Profane Hydra. Xiaohu got the first 2 kills as well, so his Rod of Ages is going to come online faster. Xiaohu, though, has Flash and Ignite available. Might be in trouble. Jiejie is coming right behind him. Throws down the gold core. Flash from Jiejie. Looks for the all-in on the Creme. An immediate flash by the Victor so that he escapes the wrath of Qiyana's blade. NaiYou not able to clean it up, and Xiaohu survives thanks to Jiejie.
Yeah, I just think that losing your Flash as Victor is very costly, but Twisted Fate has to do the same here. Seeing movement towards the top side. Grubs, one of the best objectives to try to take as this Trundle. You're passive, all the little grubs dying. You basically are permanently healing the entire time you're fighting.
Oh, lost chapter and the ultimate popped by Alk. Look at the damage coming out for this 2v2. Encore stops him for now, but the flash forward from Alk guarantees the 2v2 solo win. Weibo Gaming's bot lane pops off, and Jiejie's now looking to try to run NaiYou out of this grub pit. He still has a flash, but this supreme display of talent pushes him into the wall. Jiejie types in all chat, jungle gap, and now looking for 369 next as he has the tunnels to make his escape. He's gonna get rooted up by the river Q. Thankfully, he's got a tunnel. He makes it out alive.
That is just absolutely amazing here for Weibo. The 2v2 going in their favor. JiaQi did not have cleanse, so that exhaust is just doing so much work. And because we don't have damage from this Ashe, we get to see why Zeri has opened up as such a popular counter pick into this 2v2. We see them win even despite the deficit thanks to that gank on bottom side. Now your bot lane is 1-4, and now Jiejie, he's massive in this game. I mean, they hit this 2v2, he just dashes forward, cleanse, exhaust the entire time. Alk just waits this out, he's getting all this healing. Nothing to be done here by both JiaQi and Fengyue. And then the top side, again, Jiejie is getting paid during all of this. Gets multiple grubs, gets the kill onto the Trundle. So now it's like, what did we expend all of those bot lane ganks for? We're doing
Here
it again!
comes the choo-choo train again for the bot lane dive express, and Fengyue has a one-way ticket back to the fountain. JiaQi will fall next.
No!
It's the Avengers bot lane once again. Jiejie does fall, taking up too much turret damage on the aggro, and the teleport is coming in. Gold card at the ready for him. Xiaohu decimating smash, tries to interrupt it, mistimes it. 369 still makes the approach.
Can't
tries
get
to
it.
look for the Unburrow onto Xiaohu, and the gold card did time out. Creme, no flash available. Can Zika run him down? No! Creme barely survives with a sliver of HP, and Top Esports finally find the response they needed.
If Top Esports had not been able to find that, I think this game would have been over. Still, they lose the 2v2 in bottom lane with multiple members diving them yet again. I like it here for Weibo because multiple members died on the back end because they tanked so many turret shots. Top Esports are going to get themselves a second dragon. Alk wants to stop this. Jiejie's back here. Do they have the damage requisite to be able to make this happen? 369 will push them off, and the dragon's going to reset. I like this here for Weibo Gaming.
Just using their pressure when they can to make sure that Top Esports don't get everything for free. Final chapter pop for the slow 369. Might be in trouble. No flash available on this Rek'Sai. Gonna dodge some damage using the Void Rush. Arrow did connect on the Jiejie, stops him in his tracks, and it's all 5 members. This time it's the Top Esports Avengers response. And Alk is gonna be using the skate on. Oh, but he gets clipped by the Encore. Top Esports fight right on back.
Look at what else is happening on the map, though. Can they grab this turret right here? Xiaohu's getting a plate in mid. Sion is also catching a massive amount of gold here. The shutdowns are nice. The summoner spells feels great, but still, I think all you're doing is making up for the big amount of damage that Weibo just did to your economy from the bottom side. I had questions for whether or not this Twisted Fate was going to be useful, but now all we're doing is just flipping the bot side matchup and putting Alk and Erha in a great spot to carry this game.
We talked about how important both bot laners were to both of these teams coming into this series. Alk has been a superstar for Weibo Gaming throughout the regular season. There's a reason why he got first All-Pro during our first split, but JiaQi has pulled out pretty surprisingly impressive performances for Top Esports, and both teams really trying to bank on ensuring that their AD carries are set up for success, which is why we're seeing not 1, not 2, but now 3, all 5 members being shown towards the bot lane. as we are now getting ready for our next set of objectives in a couple minutes time.
This is reminding me of like 2023, 2024, mostly 23, where it's like you step over the halfway point in lane, suddenly double TPs from both solo laners, the Avenger beams come down, you will be taken care of. Alk and Erha are going to swap as we do have Herald spawning in a minute and a half. Creme is also spotted on Vision. I don't know if this is a real play. Creme's dead,
a lot of damage.
I think.
Xiaohu pops the Destiny Gate, finds Creme, forced to flash away. Jiejie on hot pursuit, throws him into the wall with a supreme display of talent, even clips 369 for his troubles too. And the Arcane Storm is looking pretty weak. 369 not going to last long for this world unless Fengyue and crew can get in and bail him out. Void Rush at the ready, will use a tunnel, gets stunned up by the gold card. Encore clips onto one member, dodges some damage with the Void Rush, looks for an unburrow onto one into Alk, but the rest of top esports cannot back him up. NaiYou just walks forward and at least will prevent this tier 1 turret from falling for now, but it's a massive gold advantage for Weibo Gaming at 13 minutes.
I mean, the flash from Creme there is just not worth it. You try to use that to avoid the ultimate chase Xiaohu. What is this game?
Round 2. A challenger has approached and it fizzles out.
Okay. First turret is completed here. It is taken by JiaQi in the mid lane because everybody is running top side. We are just trying to make full 5-on-5 plays. Great job from NaiYou to try to cancel that. Don't know if you're really allowed to do this, but...
Alk wants to run him out.
Yep, Creme is there. Creme is going to stop that from happening. Yeah, just such a weird, like, occurrence. Sequence of events is the phrase I'm going for here. Like, we put all 5 members topside. We yet again use the Destiny so that Xiaohu could be there in that play and they can catch Creme in between his turrets, which is good. And you still have a 2,000 gold lead. Big carry here is going to be whether or not this Qiyana or this Zeri are going to have 1v9. So far, it is feeling to me like Jiejie is going to be potentially the player of the series going in, because he got Game 1 and Game 3 MVPs and is looking incredible on this Qiyana.
Already 2 items. That's the power of these cheap lethality assassin item spikes, Profane Hydra and Axiom Arc, both well below 3k gold. So you are able to really hit this mid-game stride as one of the strongest abusers of this item combo. But this is your moment now to really accelerate this gold lead and balloon it into something unsurmountable for top esports, because otherwise your damage is going to be pretty negligible going into all the shielding into Seraphine. I will say Alk, Serpent's Fang, pretty good purchase here.
Yeah. Creme, please. Creme, you're dead. Goodbye. Oh, that
Scream display talent goes wide, barely dodges it out. The arrow goes wide. Look out for your fridge, Alk. I think an arrow is about to hit it, and good sidestep on the play.
I just checked on Mimi real quick. She was fine. Maybe a little bit stunned. All right, we've got the Herald. Sure. We're going again.
Dun, 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 dun,
what the?
Xiaohu goes in with the gold card. Alk over the wall. Encore hits no one except Jiejie in the backline, but Fengyue still goes down. They're trying to slow him down. Xiaohu with the flash gold card stuns up the backline. Jiejie cannot get over the wall. Creme answers back on the Alk with the Arcane Storm, and it's not growing up just yet, but NaiYou on the front line. Here comes another teleport. Here comes more members, and the fight and the chaos continues to rage on. 369 with the knockup. Creme hits them all with the road rage. Someone called ambulance because there was a hit and run on top lane, and top esports are answering back with a knockout punch.
All right, I don't care who really wins this game at this point. This has been by far away my favorite match of the season. This is so crazy, so weird. It's just so wacky from these two teams. We're bringing multiple 5-on-5s for early game objectives. We're doing this for the Herald here. This is a 10 feet ultimate from Xiaohu. Look at where he ults. We could have just walked this. Uses the gold card, gets right on top of Creme. Alk tries to go forward. I love the pillar from NaiYou to stop Zika from going any further. But then we overextend for this play. Xiaohu is flashing in. Creme is doing a hell of a lot of damage, by the way. Massive stun there from the gravity field. The Arcane Storm as well just provides so much. Alk overstepping might have cost them this fight here just by himself. And once 369 comes on through, it almost feels like a formality. What a insanely weird game, Raafaa. We brought 5 players to bot lane twice on both sides before 10 minutes. We are 17 minutes in, and we have like a 22-23 kill game here.
I just know the LPL TikTok guy is going to have a blast going through all these highlights and trying to pick and choose some of the best moments to put in a banger reel. As Jiejie tries to get aggressive on the NaiYou in the top side river, doesn't find much. Top Esports have 3 dragons, by the way, which completely lost track of. And that is going to be a pretty big soul win condition since it is Hex Tech Soul. If you thought that it was a little hard to lock down a slippery Zeri or a slippery Kiana, you tag them with the Hex Tech Soul, bam. Suddenly that job becomes a lot easier to carry out.
Also, Hextech Soul interacts very favorably with Seraphine. It makes that her E suddenly is an immediate stun.
Oh, true.
Because of the slow and the immobilization. I do want to talk about that this game, very important. Obviously, with Weibo at match point, if they were to win this today, this would be one of their best playoff performances in the last couple of years. As you can take a look at our lower third here, this is their placements since joining the league and taking over Suning's spot. 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, but they have been 5th and 6th for almost their entire time up until that finals versus BLG, where they got completely clapped in that one. So if they were to win here today, this would be their highest placement that is not a second place in their entire organization's career.
I like the comparison you made to them for Team Liquid instead of the CLG of the LPL, where they're almost perennially 5th, 6th. But if they are somehow able to close out this series and come back from this 1K gold deficit, it would be at least a 3rd or 4th place finish for this team. And definitely one that the star power of these individuals should be aiming for at the very least.
Raafaa, are you jinxing them? Are you saying that they're not beating whoever is 2nd or 1st? You don't think they can make a lower bracket run?
I said at the very least. Uh-oh, Xiaohu with the Destiny looks to find Creme. Does not have flash anymore on this Victor. The arrow instantly cleanse. That was a Captain Jack cleanse level if I've ever seen one. My goodness, Alk is on point, but Jiejie might be run out of his own jungle as he gets jumped on by the 3-man core of Top Esports. Baron is alive for the taking. I don't think either team is in position to take it down.
They've got no damage here. They're just gonna look. Oh, we're going for this. I mean, Elk is already recalled.
Oh, Top Esports, NaiYou, they're coming. NaiYou's wrapping around to the right side. Elk, can he outplay this one? Pillar just stops him for now, and they just back.
Whoa!
It's double teleports are coming in for the solo lanes, and now Elk can go on the offensive. Fengyue 369 in a world of trouble, and Fengyue has been isolated and ditched. Top Esports lose out on their support. They lose out on the macro play. Weibo Gaming pull their pants down, and now it's Top Esports that are down a man.
Wait, do they get any more from this, though? Because Dragon spawns in a minute and a half. As long as Top Esports lose nothing else for this play, I'm actually kind of happy about it. You got the teleport and the flash of a couple of members here from Weibo. And while they're taking turrets, they need to spend this gold. They have not yet been able to recall here. Taking a look right before this objective, Xiaohu with his unsealed spellbook has taken Smite. So as long as they get to the objective, they can try to contest with double Smite in comparison to Top Esports. But I think TES, they want to make sure that they can try to push out these lanes, try to put themselves into a position where they can fight, because I think if you lose this dragon, yes, every 5 minutes you will have the potential for a soul, but I'm a bit worried about your damage profile and whether or not you'll actually get a chance at being able to find another soul.
And it's 35 seconds away from spawning. Top Esports are not the first ones into the river. To Weibo's credit, they're getting a chance to start scouting out and clearing out vision, but there's still a couple wards where 369 is set up, as well as inside the Dragon Pit. Creme tries to step on forward, but there's no flash on this Victor, so he's got to be extremely careful. Xiaohu waiting with gold card on the other side. Flash available, doesn't send it.
I'm looking at 369 right now. He's sitting in side lanes. Bot lane is pushing. And he can always find a massive flank. He's going to go for the wave. Twisted Fate's also going to match here, but because you have the Destiny Gate, super easy to rejoin with your team. JiaQi is stepping forward near fearless. He does no damage to this Scion, however, so kind of cute, but not going to get very much. It's going to be 369 taking a turret. How much more can Top Esports make these side lane plays? They've been way better on side lanes than Weibo in this series.
They might look here.
So
they might look here. Xiaohu's dipping out of vision. Destiny pops. They get blue vision on everyone. They look for Creme first. No flash on the Victor. Supreme just plays.
Oh my god!
Encore stalls the fight for now. JiaQi! Xiaohu first. Alk falls next. Top Esports are winning the fight. Here comes 369 for the flank. Top Esports are able to overcome Weibo Gaming in the mid lane at their own game. Top Esports can claim the soul. How much more can they get off the map?
What are we doing there? I mean, Top Esports, this newbie 80 carry, he was on RNG last year. He played on FPX as well. And hell, man, he made his name last year trying to be an amazing 80 carry. He steps forward into this Weibo composition, and he stands his ground. He wins the fight for his team. Alk flashes into the Victor, and now you've lost the soul and potentially have opened up a game 5 here in this series.
I have no idea how that fight went so poorly for Weibo Gaming, but for Top Esports, we take a look back at the replay.
He has no cleanse now. This is an amazing ultimate from Jiejie, by the way. The stun lands, and look at JiaQi. He stands forward to kill Xiaohu, and then what is Alk doing? That flash into immediately being killed. We have seen so many Zeries repeatedly do this before, and historically this never worked.
Jiejie sidesteps it. Gold card on the Creme. Hextech Soul has been secured though for Top Esports, and you are starting to see the effects of how damning it can be to play against for the side of Weibo Gaming.
This Ashe is getting so much damage now on 3 items. Echoes of Helia, Mikhail's. Who's going to get ran down in the side lane. Alk is going to come through just to save the minion wave. Gotta say, I am so impressed. Again, if Top Esports, if they could just fix some parts of their game, I feel like this team would be so much better. But I gotta say, the way that they've manipulated the map, usually that is a hallmark of Xiaohu, but he has been honestly quite invisible for most of this series. Zika. Again, the pillar against the Scion, it's unplayable. You can't stop it.
That's what the Trundle pick was for when they wrote it up in the draft, and it has been excellently played by NaiYou. And he's going to start up the Baron with JiaQi. They don't necessarily burn it super fast, but as long as Creme and the rest of Top Esports can prevent them from getting in, they can slowly burn it down. 7,000 HP on the Baron. They're going to have to look to turn. It fully resets. Weibo Gaming don't necessarily know. 369 threatening right below them. Rest of Weibo Gaming waiting in the shadow. Xiaohu has a gold card ready.
So they had vision of them. That was the Destiny being used just to give them vision the entire time. They spotted 369, but they did nothing with it. All that does is pull them off the Baron. Top Esports are going to take some resets here. Fengyue and JiaQi are going to head back to base, pick up some gold, or finish off some gold. Getting close to an infinity edge here for this Ashe. And it's such a tense fight here. Again, this is potentially game and match point if Weibo can find a way to win this game. It is a soul, but it's only 3,500 gold here. Elder spawns in 3. I don't think we're going to see. And I want to see who from Weibo is going to answer this Rek'Sai, because it can't be Xiaohu, and it can't be Zika. So we're going to have to send multiple players over if this Rek'Sai wants to be dealt with right now. And I love the itemization. Merc Treads, Randu and Zoman right now. And you look, this guy is not only a bruiser, but is also a massive assassin threat onto the back line.
They can play that front line or back line threat so easily. Top Esports drop some vision down, or at least lose vision control on the Baron Pit. Weibo Gaming get their chance to at least lay down some wards, but they're immediately pushed away by Top Esports as all 5 members take up posts on this top quadrant.
How are you supposed to gain vision versus this team? I mean, even if they don't have wards, they've got Ashe. You've got the Hawkshot there and ready to go. You get free vision at any point, anywhere on the map that you want it. You're going to take the last outer tier 2. Zika, or 369 is going to continue to push on top side. Can TES even get anything in response?
Decimating Smash is going to interrupt him. 369 might be caught here. Void Rush at the ready, but he's getting CC chained to all hell. He flashes through the wall. He makes it out alive. Not even close. The arrow will be used for good measure just to stop Weibo Gaming from even thinking about a chase. And 369 might not have teleport to redeploy back on the map, but he does have Hex Tech portals.
Look, 369 living there, that's great. That's a shutdown that doesn't go over, but there's no flash knockup available for Rek'Sai for this upcoming fight. That could be what Weibo used to hopefully protect their backline. I mean, this is 3-item... Oh my god, this is 3-item Zeri. We got a couple items here on Jiejie. He had such a big lead in this game. There's the Destiny coming on through.
You get full vision. 369 trying to protect Creme. He steps far forward. Jiejie gonna take the portal. Does he have an access to the back line here? But the rest of the top Esports surge on forward. Alk is trying to hold the line here. Jiejie trying to figure out how he plays this fight out. They're all near the wall, but they're dancing around it. He doesn't throw out the supreme display of talent just yet. He doesn't have it available. It looks like Xiaohu might be caught by this pillar. NaiYou tries to step forward. Top Esports, all 5 members alive, but they're trying to figure out how to navigate this fight. Jiejie now looping back around to the left. Baron starts up once again.
This could be huge, though. Alk, no ultimate here. So they're going to give this up. They know the big equalizer is coming up. 55 seconds before Elder. Weibo, if you lose here and you give over the Elder, the game is over.
Jiejie's over the wall again.
Jiejie.
6K. 5K, they're going to look to run down Alk. He does not get hit by the arrow, but 369 hits him with the Void on Burrow. Erha completely left without an Uber driver, gets knocked up next. Jiejie has abandoned the Baron as now tries to burn it down. He's super low on HP, but Jiejie cannot get there in range. NaiYou secures the Baron for top Esports, and now Jiejie and Xiaohu have to decide, do they want to try to fight here, or do they want to try and survive? Zika is all the way in Narnia on the bottom side of the map. Jiejie's trying to survive and get away from 369's grasp. He goes and throws the supreme display of talent onto multiple members there. Tries to buy some space for Xiaohu, flashing away from 369's.
What are we doing?
Slowed by the Hextech Soul. It's pure pandemonium here. Xiaohu finally rejoins with Zika, but I don't know if he's actually safe here. Creme has flash available. Is pondering what he wants to use it to slow Xiaohu down, but they finally get in range. They knock out the Twisted Fate, and that member is gone for another 48 seconds. Jiejie also got dropped in the crossfire by 369's Rek'Sai. Top Esports might just end the game and send us to Silver Scrapes.
Now this would have to be a 3v5 here. Alk, Erha, and Zika, the last bastion before a game 5.
Fengyue flashed in, misses with the encore, but 369 hits the knockup onto Alk, and Alk cannot save this game. 369 makes it happen. Zika falls next, and Erha's just a cat. He can't do anything. Top Esports will send us to Silver Scrapes.
They just want the most amount of games played here in the tournament. We're going to game 5, and Top Esports now one more chance alongside Weibo to keep their split one alive from this point on.
I haven't done this in a while, Alk. I'm putting my hands up.
They're a little bit out of frame. Tighten it up, tighten up. There we go. Thank you to our producer. Perfect.
Cinema. Absolute cinema. Oh my goodness. That sequence on the top lane where we had teleports coming in, Creme in the Rift Herald, going for the hit and run. Oh, this was, I mean, you said it best. This is definitely one of the most, if not the most entertaining match of the LPL so far this year.
Just
holy
insanity what is going on here. We had so many fights in bottom lane. Remember, Alk lost the level 1. He then lost the level 3 because NaiYou came down there again.
Yeah.
If you're Jiejie, you're like, I just stole all these camps, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We went 5 people bottom lane twice. Their bot lane was 1 and 4 at 9 minutes in the game as Ashe Seraphine. That should have been game.
Yeah.
And we lose.
I have nothing but respect for just the boldness and the craziness displayed by Top Esports, because it seemed like Weibo Gaming, for the most part, was getting the better of them when it came to the macro and the teleport usages, but Top Esports would always double down and raise the stakes and somehow found the fights that mattered more in the end for this game 4. And now we find ourselves in game 5, where Fearless Draft is really going to take a toll on some of the newer members with limited champion pools, but I don't know if that necessarily favors Weibo or Top Esports going into this final game, especially with how the execution was demonstrated in this just most recent one.
I think it really depends on the role that we're talking about. For AD carries, I still think that Alk and Erha have a few more tools up their sleeves. A problem that I've had with JiaQi and Fengyue is when we get to these game 5s, it feels like both their lane and their 2v2 is a little bit stretched when it comes to champions that they're going to really just kind of play proficiently. Creme still has a ton of champions left. I mean, you see it in those first 3. Aurora, Yone, and Silas ban. And Akali wasn't even banned in this game, right? So he has so many options. I feel like him and 369 have been the biggest players when it comes to these game 5s, especially with how flexible and some of the unique champions that they have. And I'm still looking at 369, man. I think he's been a silent killer in this series.
Just crazy to see some of these clutch moments happen when you least expect them. Player of the game, is it 369 Rek'Sai for this one?
Considering we're getting a couple of these plays, I could see it. Honestly, there are so many different people that could earn themselves. Let's try to cut down the list. Who do we think doesn't deserve an MVP for this game? Probably Creme. I would say he's probably the least visible player in this one, but definitely still had an impact.
Had the Rift Herald play, but that's pretty much like his biggest highlight for sure.
This is the second play that we're doing. This one, wow. Okay, probably not Fengyue, even though I think he still is actually doing very well. And
he had really good encores in a couple fights.
Yeah, I think if you asked any of us if Fengyue was going to have good best of 5s this year, a lot of us probably wouldn't have said yes. Just, he's a rookie. He had a very, very volatile start to the season this year, but I think he's really come into his own. Even right before we saw that message coming in from Crisp, I think he has done so much, and he has started to really grasp how the game is played at this level, and I'm just really impressed and honestly happy for this guy, because not only just is it very stressful, but you are playing on an organization like Top Esports that their average placement is 3rd. This team has almost always been at the top of the table in the LPL, and there's a lot of legacy that you have to live up to. And it's been a long time coming for him to finally get off of Top Esports challengers.
He has to do all he can to level up before JiaQi comes back and
allegedly
plays again for Top Esports.
I know it's not 100% confirmed, but we are treating it as such because JiaQi still has the competitive drive to want to play. It's just whether or not his tinnitus ends up letting him.
Sure. And for all Top Esports fans and JiaQi fans, that is the best scenario that they are hoping for, is that it's only a 1 split break that will give him enough time to recover and then be able to play out the rest of the year to give Top Esports the best fighting chance possible to claim another title and to go to another international. But the fact that Top Esports are pushing Weibo Gaming to the brink with this iteration of this roster that is not full power yet, and it's their first split together, Fengyue, NaiYou now on this roster, JiaQi just trying to do the best job that he can to market himself if he still ends up getting replaced by JiaQi at the end of it all to say like, hey, look at what I was able to do over on Top Esports. If you don't like your AD carry going to split 2, sign me. I'll bring you to the promised land.
I've also just realized that I've now casted 2 out of the 3 best of 5s, full 5-game series. It's gonna be 369. Great. I'm very happy for him. Definitely performed extremely well here in this game, and that has been, I think, the success point for Top Esports. Their side laning has been incredible this series and just as a whole here in the playoffs.
When Creme and 369 are actually consistently putting pressure and forcing Weibo Gaming to make really tough decisions in whether to overgroup and attack a lane or try and answer the side lanes and still get nothing done, it's been a huge boon for Top Esports. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived to the peak moment of this best of 5, a game number 5. So get ready to jam out to